We are in our Ori series. That's where we are. And yes, Sekou, let's call it Ori Boot Camp. Yes, let's call it that. Let's call it that. So Ori, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Because this series, along with GPS, you know what? Let me stop playing. All the series resonates with me from April 6th, April 6th, 2020, when I did the very first SIP before it was even called SIP, to now to the future. You know, it's all good all the time, and it just keeps getting better and better and better for me, mommy. Yes, it gets better and better and better for me, and I hope it gets better and better and better for you too. So we are in our Ori series, and the Ori series, as I shared, was sparked by our GPS series last week, right? And we said GPS is our guidance positioning system. My mom calls it our God-powered system, and I love that too. And so that evolved into the Ori series, which was sparked not just by the GPS series last week, but also by this class that I'm taking with Dr. Will Coleman. And it's an African-American diasporic spirituality class. And in that class, we talk about African culture or African spirituality. We talk about Ifa, which is an African spirituality practice. And we talked about Yoruba, which folks are probably more familiar with hearing the term Yoruba than Ifa, but that is the tradition that Dr. Will is in, what he practices. Yes. So we've been talking about Ori, and Ori is what? Ori is our purpose. O-R-I, Ori. It is our purpose. It is our intention. And it is what we chose before now. Before being on this physical plane, we chose, when we were with the divine, what it was that we wanted to do, be, experience, give, and receive on this physical plane. We chose it, right? And I share the parable, the African parable, that we forgot. We forgot when the umbilical cord was cut, we forgot our Ori. And our journey is a journey of remembering, a journey of reunion with ourselves, with our true self and our true nature. Yes? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So in the African culture, Ori is a divine being, right? It's a presence. And it is said that Ori is like having your twin in heaven, on the heavenly realm, that is guiding you, directing you, protecting you, whispering in your ear. You could consider that still small voice, the voice of your Ori, the voice of the divine, the voice of the aspect of yourself that remembers, And so I will always say this. You do not have to figure out anything. Your life is not a puzzle. There is no missing pieces. You have everything that you need. All the resources of the universe are at hand for you to move through you. Yes? And that is what our Ori, our twin in heaven, is reminding us of, right? And so I shared about Sekou sharing in the meditation a memory that came up for him way back in the day, where he was asked on an interview, what do you want to do, right? What do you want to do here? And he said, uplift and inspire people, right? That was his Ori speaking through him. That was a remembrance for him that came through in the meditation. And the Congregation of Joy, in the after party on Zoom, we said, hey, that's what you're doing. That is what you're doing. So there is no figuring out. It's just remembering. I see my producer just pop back on. All right. See how it all just works out together? Always. So I know I shared yesterday that I'm going to share with you all. I am so hot, y'all. You'll see my glasses fogging up. Yes, hot. So I shared yesterday that I'm going to share with you today my story of how I discovered who my Orisha is. So remember yesterday I had mentioned Orishas, and I think Julian had asked, how do you find out who your Orisha is? So I'm going to share that story in a few minutes. But first I want to share something else. My card fell. I want to share this. A quick little reading from 365 Days of Richer Living. So this is my daily reading that I do when I do my spiritual practice in the morning. This is my inspirational reading by Ernest Holmes and Raymond Charles Barker. So this is from the other day. And I said, oh, there's Ori. He's talking about Ori. Okay. So here we are. There is a purpose and a plan in all creation. The divine intelligence has always known what it was doing. It now knows why it created me, and it is urging me to fulfill my destiny. All of the action of God is where I am and is in action through me at every instance. What I need is seeking me. What I want, I now have, for all of God is mine. Infinite mind acts in fullness through its creation, and I am impelled to right action. I love that. So two things that I love, especially in this, is there is a purpose and a plan in all creation. All creation. So not just human beings, nature, viruses. There is a purpose in all creation. Everything has a purpose. Everything has an intention. Everything has an Ori, right? And so when I'm in class, Dr. Coleman talks a lot about COVID and how COVID has an intention, right? COVID has an intention. And how we are interacting with it is an indication of what it is that we need to bring into balance. Because as human beings, collectively, we're a little out of balance. We're a little shaky. Look how we treat Earth, right? The biggest resource that we all need. Look how we treat it. So here comes COVID's Ori, putting some stuff into balance, telling us to go home, stay in the house, get it together. Oh, you're not going to do that? Well, let me mutate. How about that? Right? And so we have to mutate. We have to mutate our behaviors, our thinking. We got to get it together. But you know what? That's a whole nother sip, y'all. So let me go back to Ori. Okay? But I just want to plant that seed, right? I just want to plant the seed about that. So we can look at all that's happening from a higher perspective, not from a victim perspective. Okay? All right. So there is a purpose and a plan in all creation, and all of the action of God is where I am. So we talked about GPS, right? Right? Our guidance positioning system. Where are you going? And our GPS in our cars, when we're going somewhere and we might turn the wrong way or do something that it didn't tell us to do, it will gently say, return to the root, right? Return to the root. And what we need to know, and this is such good news, that wherever we are, God is. Wherever we are, our Ori is. So we're not lost. We're not alone, and we're not lost, right? We just got to return to the root. That's all. Return to the root. And there are things that impel us to do so, right? And I love that word, impel. I am impelled to right action. So I had to look up that word. I had to look up the word impelled because it's a delicious word. And this is what it means: to drive or urge forward, propel. Divine urge, right? Propelled forward. Now, I know we have all had that experience of an urge to do something, to go somewhere, to find something, right? A divine urge maybe to call somebody and then they call you, or you run into them the next day, right? A divine urge to answer a question on an interview. What do you want to do at this company? And you say, uplift people and inspire people, right? Who says that at an interview? Sekou Writes? Yes, yes, because there was a divine urge within him. Yes, that propelled him to speak the truth with a capital T. His Ori, right? His twin in heaven was at the interview with him and is with him now and is with each one of us right now. I remember my fascination with the energy of joy, with the energy of it, right? And how it has been with me all of my life to feel joy, right? Because the other side for me of believing that I was unworthy, right? And I've shared that story when I was little in my relationship with my father, and how I developed this very limiting belief that I wasn't worthy, right? But the other side of unworthiness for me is joy. It's joy. So I am joy, right? My Ori, my purpose is to express and be a vessel for joy here on earth, right? I chose that. I chose that. So everything that has happened along our journeys to propel us forward is our Ori, is our purpose. So those hunches, those intuitions, those moments of deja vu, like, I feel like I've been here before. Or did this happen? Yes, it did. It already happened. It already happened in another realm. And now you are bringing it forth in this realm. Everything has already happened in the invisible realm. And so our purpose is to make it manifest here on this physical realm. And we already chose what that is for ourselves. And now we are remembering, and now we are in the reunion of it. And some of us are already there, and some of us are getting there. But guess what? All of us will. All of us will, guaranteed. If not this time, then the next time, right? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So let me share quickly the story of my Orisha. So I have gone, and the way that you find out who your Orisha is, and an Orisha is a spirit, let's say a mini god, a goddess. It is part of the Yoruba faith, it's part of the Ifa faith, and many of us are familiar with some of the Orishas. You might have heard of Shango, you might have heard of Oshun, of Imanya. It's very much in the popular culture now. Beyonce, that little mini movie she did, Black is King, and she was dressed all in yellow. That was all Oshun energy that she was giving, right? That was all Oshun energy. Yes, thank you, right? Oshun, African Yoruba goddess of love, fresh waters, and fertility. Oshun's compassionate, sensuous nature and her water element energy encourages healing, mothering, harmony, and going with the flow. So Oshun, I am a daughter of Oshun. So how do I know this? I went to a priest and a priestess on different occasions to have a reading, right? Divination, right? And so some divination is done with cowrie shells. Some are done with tarot cards. Some are done with tea leaves. It's many ways that it is used. I see you, Lenora. Yes, 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 yes. All right. See, my congregation of joy, they up on all things. Yes. So when I was probably in my early 20s, I went to see a Santeria priestess. So that's in the Latino faith, right? And so this was not the story I was going to tell, but this memory just came back. Okay. So I went to see the Santeria. Her name was Marixa. And the day before I went to see her, I had this dream, very, very vivid dream. The next day I went to see her. And when she opened the door, she was the woman that was in my dream. I'd never met this woman before. I've never seen a picture of her, but she was in my dream the night before. And when she saw me, she acted like she recognized me, right? We've never met before. So we go, we get positioned for the reading, and she has her cards, and she just keeps like staring at me to the point that I start to feel a little uncomfortable. And then she asked me, why was I there? And so I told her that I wanted a reading and, you know, all these things. And she says to me, but you already know. I was like, what? She said, you already know. Listen to your dreams. She said, you are a dreamer. You already know. It's all in your dreams. So I said, okay, well, that's nice. However, could I get a reading? Right? So she went ahead and she did the reading. And she said to me, you are a daughter of Oshun. And then she told me why and the different things that I needed to do to cultivate that, right? To cultivate the energy of Oshun. Another time that I went, so I've gone probably 3 or 4 times over my life. And I'll share the one that I was going to share yesterday. Oh, shit. You know what? I'm going to leave it for tomorrow, y'all. Because I don't want to rush through it. So I'm going to leave it for tomorrow. I promise y'all I'm going to tell y'all tomorrow. But just as a teaser, a further teaser, as if we need any more teasing, this poster right here, do y'all see this? Let me bring it closer. So I was in Brazil and I went to this Catholic church. You see this poster? Yes. I went to this Catholic church and let's just say I got beckoned to an upper room and I went up the upper room and these women were there. So I'll share about my interaction with them tomorrow. I promise. So that's in Bahia, Brazil. And it was an amazing experience. Okay, so we'll wrap that up. We're going to wrap up Ori tomorrow. I think I'm going to consult my Ori and see if it's ready to wrap it up. And let me just end with this. Follow your divine urge. Follow your divine urge, right? That which is impelling you to right action right now. So something keeps coming, right? And you keep delaying taking action. Take the action. It's the right action. Okay? And just know that you're not in this alone. You're not in this alone. You got your Orishas, you got your ancestors, you got your Ori, you got God, and you got yourself. So you have everything that you need, everything that you need. All right, y'all. So we'll wrap that up tomorrow. Ori is who you are. Your twin in heaven. Ori is who you are. I want to give a quick shout out to Gladys. Gladys is an amazing, creative artist, jewelry maker. And so I am wearing some of her creations today, these earrings and this necklace. This is part of Gladys's Ori, right? Her Ori of creativity. Yes. And this is how it gets demonstrated. So if you want some wonderful jewelry, check out Gladys's website, asantesjewels.com. And she has, oh my God, so many things. And if there's something there that you imagine you want and she doesn't have it, she can make it for you. Okay? Because that's how she rolls. That's how her Ori roll. All right. So let me check in with Sekou real quick and see how he's doing. I'm glad the Wi-Fi worked out.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi went down in the whole complex, but they rebooted it and we're back. So I'm here. Everybody say what's up to my dad. He's over there in the corner sleeping. We had an early morning. We went down to Boston to get the spare set of the keys, and we just made it back. I'm glad I pre-recorded because I would have been running right into the show. And I'm glad you used my example of the car shutting down. I'm glad that resonated. That makes doing something.
Are you inspiring people, Sekou?
Maybe I'm in my Ori. And that said, we got no time left. I just wanted to give a shout out to Olufemi Nicole for asking me questions yesterday for the Workout Wednesday. I responded to her questions, and her question was simply, what have I learned about myself spiritually, mentally, physically by running every day? And my answer inspired a lot of responses. So that was pretty dope. So if you missed that show, please check it out. Watch the replay.
There you go. More evidence of uplifting and inspiring. Yes. And you know what's so wonderful about the universe? The universe gives you immediate feedback. Right? We just have to pay attention and tune in, right? Should I do this? I don't like should. Is this the way for me to go? Is this the way for me to go? Just pick one and go. And the universe will give you feedback. It might say, return to the root. Return to the root. It might say, return to the root. And then you like make a adjustment. You just recalibrate. Yes? Oh, yes. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Good to see you all. Thank you, Tim and Jamie, for the shout outs. Yes. Moment by moment in the flow. I know that's right. And that right there is Oshun energy, Jamie, that you're speaking about. Moment by moment in the flow, because Oshun is all about being in the flow, the river flowing. Okay, we're going to talk more about that tomorrow when I share my Brazil story, my Bahia story. All right. So peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and justice. We're living life in joy. Yes. Connected to our yes.